Today I will be reviewing Maxy from the Minkplush line from Tomfoolery. As always, let's begin by having a look. There is Maxy the bear from the front and from the back. And from the side. We've always sort of thought of Maxy as female because the one that we saw in the shop window was wearing a dress and a headband. But I don't think there's anything in the design that, dictates that it be male or female. The name Maxy is M-A-X-Y, so that could be a diminutive of Maxwell just as easily. It's a very typical sort of teddy bear design. It's a bit. There's one detail that you might not have seen. It's a little bit hard to see, but they have got little stitches in the feet to suggest toes, and I don't think that really shows up in the camera actually, but they're definitely there. And after a couple of years, I think Maxy's a couple of years old, they're still there, so that's quite good quality. The ingredients list, is that what they call it? Anyway, whatever. The tag says that it's 100% polyester. The only unusual thing about the design, I think, really, is firstly, the snout is a little bit longer than would be normal for a teddy bear, I think. Normally they'd go maybe to there. And secondly, you can see that they've got this sort of bit cut out where this fur is the same as this fur rather than this fur, if that makes sense. I assume they did that because if they had the long fur over that whole part, the eyes would be a bit hard to see. I found this a bit weird to start with. To me, it sort of looked like someone had taken clippers and sort of shaved a bit of its fur off. But I got used to it very quickly, and I don't think it's a huge problem. But that is the only unusual bit. It cost us about 80 Australian dollars, which is 60 something US dollars, roughly, which is quite, it's quite substantial. It's not something you'd buy every week, but for a special occasion, perhaps you'd be able to do that. The big problem is, in doing this series, I've discovered that the stuffed animal industry is apparently extremely competitive, because I keep looking at toys and they've got a link, or their tag rather has a link to a website, and then I go to the website and the website doesn't exist anymore. And that is the case with Maxy, and she's only a couple of years old. The website she gave was minkplush.com, and there is a website there, but it's just somebody's taken over the domain and is trying to sell it. As I said before, Minkplush is sort of the line. Tomfoolery seems to be the company that made it. Tomfoolery still exists. They definitely don't have a bear. Looking on the web, in some other places, I found a bear called Dufus, D-U-F-U-S, which is very similar to Maxy. The difference being that this fur is considerably lighter brown, and I'm not sure if it's the same size. The other thing is that it often comes with a jumper. You can pick a jumper of a number of different colours, which is quite cute. But you might have to contact, if you're interested, you might have to contact Tomfoolery and sort of ask if there are similarities or differences between Maxy and Dufus, because it did seem like it was the same design, if not colour, but I haven't spoken to the company or anything. All in all, it's like 60 something dollars or 80 Australian dollars is a lot of money. That the Doofus bears did seem to be about the same. They were 77 Australian dollars, so pretty much the same. So it's still substantial. Obviously, you're going to be paying shipping on top of that as well if you don't buy it in a shop. But if you can, you know, get hold of the company, and if you do have the money to spare, and if you want to, you want this to be like a present or a present for yourself or something, it's definitely a good bear. It's very, in particular, it's very satisfying to hold. This feels very satisfying. I think probably because it's about the same size as a baby, but it's also a lot lighter, of course, and so you sort of feel like you've got a really good grip on it. I don't know if that's the reason, but I think that's the reason. It's very, very satisfying to hold. So it's a very cool teddy. It's obviously quite high quality. As I say, the stitching has held up over 2 years. As always, I always say this: 2 years in the hands of adults is not going to be the same as 2 years in the hands of children. They're going to, you know, put it through more wear and tear. But still, it is, you know, it's expensive, but it is high quality. And if you're into teddy bears, you want a bear, this one I think is a good one.